Hello, good afternoon. It's Windy News coming to you live from the News Hub here at the University of Education, Winneba. Now, coming up, President John Mahama justifies absence of information ministry under his government. Government pledges to prioritize Eastern Corridor Road project. Grasak UEW reopens graduate launch after renovation. And in business, Energy Minister John Abdullahi Jinapo inspect 2,500 uncleared ECG containers at Tema Port. On the foreign front, President of United States Donald Trump says he would rather not impose tariffs on China. We have details of all these stories and many more coming up in the bulletin. Nyamike Baini, another news in detail. President John Mahama has explained why the Ministry of Information was left out of his administration's 23 ministries in order to fulfill his pledge to reduce the size of the government while maintaining effective communication. In order to ascertain the reason behind the Ministry of Information's exclusion from the presidential list of ministries, the Ghana Journalists Association voiced concerns about the most recent alterations in the government organizational structure. President Mahama clarified during a news conference that the Information Ministry's removal is a deliberate attempt to simplify government processes and cut down on duplications.
With regards to government communications, you notice that there's no information ministry in the lineup of 23 ministries that we recently announced. That was partly in response to our promise to downsize government, but then it also meant that we had to be very strategic, especially with the flow of information from government, because that's critical to the success of whatever we intend to do. The structure we put was to bring information into the presidency, and that's how come we have a Minister of State in charge of government communications, and then to make sure that we're able to anchor it with a string of strong communications professionals in the most critical sectors so that we're able to guarantee as much information flow to the public as possible. One of the things that remain to be done is to bring the Information Services Department under the presidency and modernize that organization from a civil service organization into a modern organization that gives guaranteed information flow to the public in respect of whatever government is doing.
Now, still on the president, John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed the government's commitment to enhancing the country's road system in order to boost economic output. He pointed out that completing the Eastern Corridor road construction was one of the government's top priority in the road sector. According to him, this is because of its major thoroughfare that transports a lot of traffic along the country's eastern border and transports a lot of food items from the country's northeast to marketing centers via the Volta region.
Certainly roads are going to engage our attention because I think that it's one of the most important things on the hearts of all Ghanaians in terms of how we travel. And I've seen fairly good roads that were okay while we're in office that have deteriorated so badly because even routine maintenance and filling of potholes has not been done. So the potholes have grown bigger and it becomes quite a difficulty when you have to travel over those roads. So the priorities are to finish the Eastern Corridor Road because that is a main artery that carries a lot of traffic on our eastern border and brings a lot of food products down from the northeastern part of the country through Volta region to the markets in Accra.
A group calling itself the Concerned NDC Disability Desk has urged President John Dramani Mahama to keep his campaign pledge of engaging people with disability in critical positions of his administration. Prior to his victory, President Mahama promised to prioritize inclusivity, particularly among women and people with disabilities, throughout his administration. In an interview with City News, the organization expressed significant worry about the omission of people with disability from 42 of the 60 cabinet appointments reviewed so far, and encouraged the president to address their issues in his upcoming selections. University story, where the much anticipated reopening of the Graduate Student Association of Ghana, launched at the University of Education, Winneba, has finally come to fruition following months of extensive renovation. The Dean of Graduate School, Professor Imrana Suleiman Abrahima, underscored the importance of making the launch available for the graduate student and asked the student body to keep the place clean and conducive for academic work.
The revamped facility situated at the Faculty of Social Science Education, 3rd floor North Campus, is officially unveiling in a brief but colorful ceremony attended by graduate students, faculty members, and key university officials. The refurbishment was undertaken as part of GRASAC's UEW's commitment to improving facilities and creating a conducive environment for postgraduate students.
I'm here because the Vice Chancellor or the entire management, we know the importance of postgraduate studies. And indeed, universities that have made a name, it's not the undergrad, because they have graduate studies who actually embark on cutting-edge research. And so we also want to make your stay here very conducive. As indicated by the GRASAC president, we want to treat you differently. And that's why management have decided to actually pick this place for you, so that after lectures, you don't need to be roaming about, but you have a place to relax whilst waiting for the next lecture. Unfortunately, over the years, the place was run down. But if you have an executive who thought that, look, let's revisit, and they've decided to refurbish this place, it's always good that as a Dean of School of Graduate Studies, I should be here with you and to let you know that you are the senior students. And therefore, when they give it a place like this, as much as possible, please maintain it in such a way that we may be looking for other places for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is not long speeches, but let you know that we value postgraduate students.
Now, the GRASAC President David Kweku explains his administration's commitment in helping the launch becoming a better place for relaxation.
My name is David Koku-Hefu, the GRASAC president. Basically, the place has been under bad shape for now. And so when we came into office, after we've been inducted on the 17th of October 2024, we decided to prioritize the reopening of this place. And we cannot just reopen it without renovating. And so we renovated the inside. The ACs were not working, we were able to work on them. The chairs were spoiled, the electrical system, the fans, the lights, and so we changed a lot of things to make the place usable. And the place is supposed to be for resting or relaxation. And so when graduate students come for lectures and probably their places in use by different departments, they can come here and have some relaxation, reading some scripts before going for that particular lecture. Or should they come for submission of their work and their supervisors are actually at lectures or whatever, they can use this place as they wait for that. And so basically, that is the use of this place. We would want to use this opportunity to actually encourage most of them to come here. The place will be regulated now, and so we'll make sure when they come here, they should put the place to a good use. We do not have to eat in here, we do not have to litter here, we do not have to stay here more than some time. So we are going to make sure we open at 8:30 and then by 5 o'clock we close. However, in some critical time when we know that it is good we open it, we will do that. We also want to use this opportunity to ask them to support us as we are just taking off for our administration, and we have a lot for them.
Now, Windy News interacted with some of the graduate students to share their thought and excitement on the reopening of the launch.
I'm Richard Yeyava, a student of the GRASAC, or Graduate Students Association of Ghana, UW. I want to use this opportunity to encourage graduate students that it's a place for us, and it's basically for us to meet here and prepare for our thesis, our proposal defense and whatever, especially the freshers. We encourage them to patronize the place.
From the Family Life Department of the Home Economics. And then I'm happy to be part of this grand opening. And when I came to the place too, I like the place, and the graduate school is doing so well, and we are proud of them. We are proud of our new executives, and then our old executives who did well. We know that they did well before they left, and we are also going to continue to do the work they did, and then make UW GRASAC a great one for those who are also coming to come and enjoy GRASAC UW. Thank you so much.
My name is Courage Koku, and I'm a student in the MPhil Assessment, Measurement and Evaluation course. And the place wasn't that much conducive for studies. But we are grateful to the GRASAC UW executives. They work really hard. We are very much happy, and we are glad about the renovation that we've seen so far.
So my name is Abuvon Divine, also offering MPhil Assessment, Measurement and Evaluation. Looking at how it has been renovated now, I think it will provide a very serene atmosphere and conducive atmosphere for we, the graduate students, to do our intensive research work that will impact the society. And then,
well, that was the University of Education GRASAC students enjoying their new opening of the lunch. Now we go for a short break. When we come back, it's business.
Hey there, welcome to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. Seated right in front of you is Ampon Bismarck, so for short, Ampon B. Here we say we are the ultimate in campus radio. I entreat you all to be listening to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. And your Radio Unibe, yeah, forget about it.
Hello. My name is Amina Abisbanan, a media personality at Radio Widibe 98.3 FM. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on www.uew.edu.gh. We are the ultimate in campus radio.
Hey there. Welcome to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. Seated right in front of you is Ampon Bismarck, so for short, Ampon B. Here we say we are the ultimate in campus radio. I entreat you all to be listening to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. And your Radio Unibe, yeah, forget about it.
Welcome back from that short breather. Now let's do some business. Finance Minister Dr. Kassala Tuforsen has directed the leadership of the Controller and Accountant General's Department and the Ghana Revenue Authority to work hard to meet and exceed fiscal and revenue objectives. During a discussion with the important agencies under his control, Dr. Forson emphasized the importance of fiscal discipline in driving national development. He asked the authorities to carry out their responsibilities with dedication to excellence and to leave a lasting legacy of financial stability for their country. One of its primary goals is to lower Ghana's inflation rate to single digit with a target of 8%. Dr. Forson seeks to achieve this through strong fiscal measures, particularly by limiting government spending. Now, the Minister of Energy, Honorable John Abdullahi Jinapor, has made an inspection tour of Tema Harbour to assess the condition of around 2,500 containers acquired by the Electricity Company of Ghana left unclear at the port. This visit demonstrates the minister's commitment to tackling inefficiencies in the energy industry and encouraging the responsible use of national resources. The uncleared containers, which include crucial commodities acquired during the previous administration, have amazed demurrage charges totaling an outstanding 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. That will be all for business here on Windy News. Up next is sport.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the sports segment here on Windy News. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Jobson Mutual, has given his management assurance of employing a substantive coach for the athletics in order to boost its sports fortunes. Let us listen to the Vice Chancellor of UW.
We thank you very much. I was there at the opening to represent management and also at the closing ceremony, and I was so much enthused and excited about your performance. You spoke about substantive coach for athletics. We are ready to support you to recruit one. You need to provide for us a person or people that you think can help us to achieve that aim. Any other thing that we need to do to make sure that we sustain our position, in Gusa, we are ready to support you.
The build-up is on to the 49th edition of the annual Sports Writers Association of Ghana Awards, which is scheduled to be held this evening at Accra Conference Center. This year's awards gala is on the theme Glory and Glory, a call for the change in the national orientation and investment of sport. One critical talking point will be UW's William Amponsa in contention for the Student Athlete of the Year. Stay tuned for more on this story here on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. And that will be all for sports here on Windy News. My name is Ronaldo. Up next, international news.
Now, just gone by as sports with Ronaldo. Now, let's do some international stories. Donald Trump says he would rather not impose tariffs on China after previously threatening sweeping action on the world's second biggest economy. The U.S. president said in an interview with Fox News that tariffs are their one very big power over Beijing. Meanwhile, a U.S. judge has temporarily blocked Trump's order to change birthright citizenship, which was slated to take effect in February. And finally, Japan's central bank has increased the cost of borrowing to its highest level in 17 years after consumer price rises accelerated in December. The move by the Bank of Japan to raise its short-term policy rate to around 0.5% comes just hours after the latest economic data showed prices rose last month at the fastest pace in 16 months. The Bank of Japan's last interest rate hike in July, along with a weak job report from the U.S., caught investors around the world by surprise, which triggered a stock market sell-off. The bank's governor, Kazuo Ida, signaled this latest rate hike in advance in a bid to avoid another market shock. According to official figures released on Friday, core consumer prices in Japan increased by 3% in December from a year earlier. That will be all for Windy News here. Let's take a recap of the stories that made headlines. President John Mahama justifies absence of information ministry under his government. Government pledges to prioritize Eastern Corridor Road project. GRASAC UEW reopens graduate lounge after renovation. And in business, Energy Minister John Abdullahi Jinapor inspects 2,500 uncleared ECG containers at Tema Port. On the foreign front, President of United States Donald Trump says he would rather not impose tariffs on China. And that will be all for Windy's News here at the News Hub at the University of Education, Winneba. My name is Nana Amma Inyamike Baini. Thank you for doing the watching and do enjoy the rest of your afternoon.